Okay, this should not be a 5-minute. He catches him shoulder to shoulder. There is nothing wrong with that hit from the stand. He doesn't make head contact. He just explodes on him so much that Barkov never saw him coming, never felt him coming. It's about...
And we're back.
I love how after a win, our first clip is our fucking captain getting blasted out of the damn game. But
welcome to YouTube Live, everybody.
But
wow. What a game, gentlemen. What a game.
What a series so far, eh?
Yes, what a game. I sat there like this for most of it because I'm just watching. Well, Tampa's not got that. No.
I would like to give Kirby some credit here.
Oh.
Another masterclass by Sergei Bobrovsky.
All right, no, I'm calling bullshit right now. He doesn't deserve credit. The game went the one way he said it wouldn't go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I said we were going to blow the doors off of them or Tampa was going to win 3-1. And I thought they would score 2 or 3 goals early on, which to my surprise, the script did not play out that way.
This has been a weird series so far. This has been a weird series.
It's been, it hasn't, I think none of us seen them, at least Florida, being up 2-0 at all.
I don't think any of us did, especially with.
And here's the thing: you take a look, a combined 41 shots against Sergei Bobrovsky without Aaron Ekblad.
Wow!
At 2 goals allowed, 41 shots allowed in the 2 games in Tampa without Aaron Ekblad against a team that was number 1 in the league in goals for per game. I don't think any of us could have predicted that.
I don't think any of us could have predicted that the best player in this series would have been fucking Nate Schmidt.
Oh, what a pickup, man.
Hold on. Cats and Rats podcast, myself, Cody, and Nick. Did any one of us have Kucherov in the top 5?
No. I did. I had 5. I had him 5.
Oh, Cody. So me and Nick, I didn't even have him in my honorable mention.
No, I don't think I did either.
I saw all content creators, other people, they had him like 2, 3. They had Kucherov, so I'm like, why? What has he done against us?
Well, we saw him what he did with us last year in the playoffs. Nothing.
He has to have a Herculean effort in Game 3 to even sniff the top 5 of this series for both teams. He has to go off for a 4-point night. He literally has to do that in Game 3. Or he's going to be non-existent for not just last year, Cody, but you said 3 years ago against the Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs as well, he was kind of a ghost. So that's going to be 3 years in a row. He's 1 game away from that. Because I don't care what he does in Game 4 if we're up 3-0.
All right. Question from Matthew. Kucherov is... Wait, no. All right. What do you guys think the prognosis is for Barkov? When knocked out of him, and then concussion protocol.
I think the head snapped back. I don't think the head was the principal point of contact.
It wasn't.
It was not.
What killed... But what killed Hagel and why he got that 5-minute was the fact that he left his feet.
Yeah.
If he doesn't jump into him, because that's what the NHL is trying to crack down on. If he doesn't jump into him and just stays level on the ice, that's too much.
Now I have a question. Do you think there was intent to injure there?
No.
Kirby?
No. I was first checking out to see if it was a blindside hit. It's a totally uncalled for and unacceptable hit. That's how I put it. That did not fit the guidelines of the game. Wasn't Tampa on the power play? Weren't we killing a penalty there? Why is Hagel making that hit there on that play of the ice when the puck's not even there?
I think Hagel's trying to, I think at that point in the game, Hagel's trying to get his team going at that point. But
we haven't really seen a pushback from Tampa.
But if we did that, we would be upset with our team, and then all the media would be upset with the hit that Bennett just did or Cousins just did.
According to a certain commentator, that was a smart play by Brandon Hagel.
So. Yeah, but
ESPN commentator.
TNT,
sorry.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, we're going to get to that later, but...
Why did Nick bring it up now, then?
But
I'm going to talk about
the question below.
The questions, Kirby.
But this game, I thought, once again, pressure was all in Tampa here.
Yep.
They had to get going. They had to start fast. They did. They started the first 2 minutes fast as hell. Got a power play 2 minutes in. Forsling with that hook.
Tampa's best opportunities were them flubbing high danger chances in the slot area early in the game.
Yeah, I think they were gripping their stick quite a bit.
Missing the net, pucks going over their sticks.
Yeah, and like missing that point blank backhand.
That was weird.
Like
I thought Florida did a good job of blocking shots too,
they
and
did.
just getting pucks just getting in
But
the way
before-
when their sticks in the way. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I think Carly mentioned over 20 block shots tonight. But before that happened, Caesar, Tampa Bay had high danger chances early in that
Yeah.
first, and they were their own worst enemy. It wasn't anything that we were.
Oh, I agree. I thought they were the better team overall tonight. They had more offensive zone time, even though the shots were more for Florida.
The numbers
thought-
show it. But you think they were the better team overall?
I thought they looked a little bit better. They looked better than we did. And even hearing
I
the
think
players,
Tampa's only shown up in one period, Caesar, the first period in game one. I don't know if I can give them much else.
I don't think they were the better
I don't
team.
think-
I thought we did a really good job through the neutral zone. Kind of
we
really,
did.
we made this a boring game. There was a time Tampa had the puck. It was right out. Tampa had to pass it back 3 times because they couldn't get through the neutral zone.
I think that was by design, Caesar. I think it was by design by the Panthers, by Paul Maurice, and that's how you play a road game. If you play a home game that way, then I might question.
But I thought they had more offensive zone time than Florida did.
they did, but every team's going to be like that, especially
But they
against Florida in
doubled
the
us up in the
playoffs.
first period in game one. They really dominated us, I felt, in game one in the first period. But that was all that.
I'm going to go by the shots per period. So the first period, I thought, Kirby, as you said, really solid road period. Thought we did some good things there. Got the goal up 1-0, 10-7 shots. Tampa bounced back in the second. Shots were 9-6 in favor of them. The third period, Kirby, even with all the power plays, 7-3 in favor of Florida. Tampa really did not get any chances in that third, outside of that little flurry with the empty net.
And you can't even say the 5-minute major that we really did anything on that where we inflated our numbers. We didn't.
Yeah, but I think we were just trying not to make a mistake and
Right,
let them get a
like-
shorthanded
right.
chance.
And if we get a goal, great, you're up 2-0. But if
And I
not,
think their heads were all scattered.
I think we just really felt comfortable with our playing a 1-goal game.
Yeah.
but
And I think
the
the solution of the
I
Florida
think fans get used to this with Ekblad because there's going to be a lot of those dump outs and different things like that. But I didn't feel like we were overly depending on that. We just played a smart, safe game on the road.
but they're
especially in a game where it was a must-win for the other team. Now your goalie comes up big, and it's like, okay, again, very low event hockey, but that's what we need to do. And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the plan to shoot from the point on Vasi. I didn't think we did as good a job as getting traffic in front like the first game and getting deflections and tips. But again, you got to establish zone time and different things like that. But again, they're playing a safe style game there, Cody, through half of it.
But there were a couple things that I noticed from this game. One, early, I thought Tampa tried to use the stretch pass on us. Because you saw a lot of their guys trying, cherry pick, hang by.
Kucherov was cherry picking tonight.
Oh, yeah, he was.
They tried it, and they tried to get rushes, but
There was one time he almost got through, too.
They were going offside. We were negating them at the blue line, and they weren't quite completing those plays. Even after they got into the blue line, they got a little behind us, Cody.
Yeah.
They weren't able to complete those pass plays. I think Nick Paul a couple times. Guys got in a little bit behind. That was early in the game.
But the defense did a great job coming back on plays.
They did.
Yeah.
Like they
And
were
I
coming.
thought-
Nate Schmidt.
Nate
Yeah.
Schmidt,
Nicola?
I thought Belinkus did a pretty good job. He didn't do anything to.
super simple. We got what we needed out of him. And again, the goal was split here with Aaron Ekblad.
and we got two.
And we got 2. We cannot be in a better position than we are right now.
But with 3 goals, Nate Schmidt is already tied for third most by a Florida Panthers defenseman in a single postseason. Montour 8 in the 23 playoffs, Forsling with 4 last year, Schmidt with 3, Montour with 3 in the 24 playoffs. You know, it's funny, Montour with that 8, I think 5 of those were in one series.
Boston.
Yeah, I think
4 or 5. Yeah, I think.
because he scored 2 in Game 7, and I know he scored another one in Game 6.
Now
So-
we're going to pull out, Cody, the Nate Schmidt hockey reference card. Let's see what his numbers were against Washington, Vegas, when he was playing for those teams. It's the Nate Schmidt hour here. Who would have thought this?
Right.
Let's pull out all the
How many goals did he score while he was in Vegas?
in that run that they went to he was on Vegas.
I know he only had 5 playoff goals prior to this, or
5
something
prior.
like that.
So he's over halfway there.
Okay.
And then he was in the record book.
Yeah, time to hunt 20. It says Schmidt with 3 goals and Uva's playing well. Can you change?
Yes, hell yes, I can.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I'm sorry. It's not like we're getting a Mahura back.
I don't think Barkov's out.
will be noticeably if Barkov's out, like like our team identity is like
I think
he-
okay. If I'll just add that question on Barkov, and then we get back to Schmidt in the defense. If Barkov's out, I think you go with a Lundell, Reinhardt. I don't know if they bring Lustel back up. That's when you see maybe a Rat Pack line with Marchand, Kachuk, and Bennett, and then
I
you
think we
figure out
saw it there towards the end too. I think they did that.
and you figure out with the third and fourth lines there. I don't know. And then Mackey, that was another talk tonight where he was kind of
but
demoted down.
But I don't think Barkov's going to be out.
No, again, we just talked about it. I don't think the head was the principal point of contact. Looked like he got the wind knocked out of him. We're going to find out. But again,
Well, I'm
also,
not
Another key
Unless you wanna
part
come
to
to
that
Barkov.
goal in the first period was Barkov winning the offensive zone draw.
Would it
And
shock me personally if Barkov missed the game or his day to day? It would not. I know how.
If it missed a game, okay.
if he misses a game, sure. But like, I don't
Well, I'm
think
just
he's
saying
out.
that.
I don't think
he's
this is
out
not going
longer.
to knock him out into the series.
Yeah, I think if he's out, and that's an if, he's out for one game and he's back for game 4.
Yeah, but I think he's playing game 3.
Oh, I do
yeah,
too.
he'll be playing. He'll be playing.
I don't know if people remember this. Sorelli was out for the second half of game 1, and then he came back. He wasn't as good tonight. Barkov is
He's not 100%.
100%. I agree with you. But Barkov last year against Edmonton, remember Barkov left game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals with a mystery whatever, and then he was back game 4, and we had no clue, right? So we're going to find out, but I think he's fine. That's my personal opinion.
I want to welcome all the new listeners to our chat. We got over 20 live here right now in the late night hour. Appreciate it. We had over 320 views at least on the game 1 recap and a lot of thumbs up over there. Thank you to everyone there for clicking on that episode.
But in terms of this game, though, I was really, really shocked by Tampa's power play because their power play is usually a lot of movement, quick passes, bang, bang. Like
But
here.
is that Florida's just better job of containing or neutralizing Tampa Bay's movement of the puck, getting sticks in the way of the zones, just different things.
I think it all starts with one winning the draw.
Yeah.
Like
And that's what it starts with.
Yeah, but like we're getting into passing lanes because they're not moving. It's easy to block passing lanes if you're not moving. Like we have because here's the thing: if you're on the penalty kill, the guys can move wherever they want. You can't stop that.
Right.
But you can stop the passes through, but they're not moving. Kucherov is like right here on the right side where he always is. Hedman's up top. Gensel's on the left side. He's not going to beat you from there.
They've got too many perimeter guys now, Cody. And who they're missing? Prime Steven Stamkos on the one-timer. That is an all-time one-timer. That is like a once-in-a-generation type of one-timer. The Ovechkins, the Stamkoses. There's not many of them in the league. You can't replicate that if you're Tampa.
Oh, St. Louis scored again. But in terms of this, is that Comrie in that? Maybe? I don't know. But in terms of this game, it's just like you don't have the one-timer to scare us anymore. So it's easier.
You can't keep the defense honest on one flanker with Kucherov and then Stamkos on the other.
And once again,
and also Bob's been on it. So that's another part of it.
But
Bob can't stop that if it's Stamkos, Kucherov.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think the combination of their players getting older, Stamkos kind of being taken away. I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, like you don't.
Why Tampa Bay has no urgency on setting up? They're coming through the neutral zone like it's the regular season, and Florida's like, we'll just stack you up.
And it shocked me. Cooper's interview in the middle of the game on TNT.
Yeah,
he was just like,
"We're trying things. We're getting there." I'm like, "Are you?"
And I'm sitting here. I'm like, he goes, "Like we're playing good. I like where we're at." I'm like, "Really?"
I know, right? It's not like we just had a good shift there, but we need to be a lot better. He doesn't say that. He said that in the past.
We're making it very difficult.
He said that.
You know what? He kind of seems like a little, I don't want to say defeated, but in a sense, yeah. He's like, I also think he's like, what the hell do I do? Like, it's not like they're not trying new things.
But even if a coach didn't have the personnel, Nick, wouldn't he have more fire and say some of these guys need to pick up their play? There's other coaches around the league that's
right. And I'm going to be honest with you. As of right now, I don't think
couldn't Cooper say their best players are kicking our best players' asses right now?
Well, he
doesn't say that.
Well, it's the truth, and I agree with you. But John Cooper and the Tampa Bay Lightning, as of right now, when this could change, this series is far from over. Still, they don't really look any different from what they were last year.
I tried to tell you guys that. I tried to say that. I'm like, there's not different from fucking last year.
This Kirby takes a sip of water there, but
I'm like Kirby, did I not say that? I said it on the fucking
I
podcast.
listened to you a little bit more this year than last year because you were going about their defensive depth. I'm like, I don't know, I got to see it. And then when I saw it, I was like, Cody's right. So I
It's the
remember
same
that.
fucking thing.
But Cody,
and
I'm not
again,
going to put the problem on their depth. Their second line for Tampa was their best line in the first game.
Yeah.
I don't think that their
Their
depth.
second line is not depth.
Look at Kucherov.
Thank you.
Kucherov is the problem.
well, yeah, that's
Like
The
that's
other-
what the problem is. And Point's got to be better too. And Gensel tries to get in these chirp fests. I don't think that helps his game. You got to look from the top, and then you can get to the depth later, Cody. But the story of this series is their top
and
player.
people are going to say Vasilevsky.
Hedman's been,
Vasilevsky's been bad one game, good another. So
I will even stretch that the bad thing to say I don't know on that.
okay, I would too. But it's like
All their other star players.
he gave you a chance to win today, and I don't think he did.
You can't win games when you score 0 goals.
Right, and I don't
That's
think
what
he
people
did
said that about us.
anything. I don't think he did anything necessarily special tonight.
When we lose to
Vasilevsky.
Carolina 1-0, it's like, well, you can't really blame the defense that's in front of Bob because you have to score goals to be able to beat that team in the regular season.
Yeah,
People say Carolina's goaltending. Freddie Anderson, I think, had a .947 save percentage in that series.
yeah, but like,
But I'm talking about when they shut us out in the regular season. You got to score a goal.
yeah, like,
Yeah, that was what everybody was saying about us. Like, you can't blame Bob; he's not scoring, right?
Or blame the defense because even though I think the defense gives up a lot of chances where Bob is left out to dry.
yeah, but if you're not scoring a goal,
what?
You can't. If you're not going to score a goal, you can't blame the fucking goalie.
Yeah.
Like,
No, and I
think Vasi's the least of their superstar.
and
players.
it's not just they're not generating anything. A lot of this game wasn't
If they're
played
hitting
in
crossbars and posts, and you're like, okay, Points had like 5 high danger chances, and he's really close. Or Kucherov is buzzing out there. This isn't happening.
No,
And
it's
Doc-
not.
And
Yeah, but
Gensel's
it's-
been.
but it's also like the 2 chances Point had. One backhand, he fucking missed that bitch by a mile.
And that's not Braden Point.
And then the breakaway, he hits Bob right here. Bob doesn't move. Like the best chance like body like biggest save that Bob had to make was like a shot from the point, and he had to glove it. It's basically it, because on the power play they didn't do anything that special. Like Bob had a shutout, but it was one of those shutouts where Bob was just
And
like
the power play is doing the opposite for them. It's not creating momentum and juice. It's doing the exact opposite for their 5v5 play, which I don't think their 5v5 play is as bad as what they're doing on the power play. And this is supposed to be Liz.
I'll be back, guys. I have to change my batteries on my mount.
And they're getting beat by a Florida Panther team on the power play. This is exact reversal of what we saw 2-3 years ago.
Panthers
when Tampa had a world-class
Panthers
power
are 3 for 6 on the power play. Lightning are 1 for 8. Obviously, kind of a complete reversal, Kirby, as you just said, from the first 2 years, even last year. And that was one of the biggest things I talked about. Is it doesn't necessarily have to be the power play. The penalty kill is big. I'd rather have a good penalty kill than a really good power play.
I even trust our penalty kill more last year, but the way they're playing right now is number 1 level in the play.
It's very close to last year.
Close to.
like
It's very close to
Now, last
year.
year, remember, guys, Edmonton and Florida were coming into the finals with, I think, the best PKs going.
Yeah. Like
But we
Edmonton,
went through kind of a gauntlet of power plays. I think you take a look at Edmonton, New York, and Tampa. Obviously, you're going to be facing, if you're looking ahead here, Tampa, obviously, one of the best power plays in the league this year. One of the things that just strikes me the most is, like you said, Kirby, like Cooper, the lack of kind of fire. Like and it results.
Last year was the lack of adjustments. This year, it's just complacency, and it's almost repeating it.
I don't understand, and this is kind of what I said. I'm like, this isn't the old Tampa Bay Lightning. They're still a very good team, one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. But it's like we're still also the Florida Panthers. We're not just some pushovers who haven't been here before.
Exactly.
When you're playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs, the margin for error is already thin. When you're playing a team like us and a team like Tampa, vice versa, whatever, the margin for error is so slim.
And they're feeling that like we did during the President's Trophy year.
Say that one more time.
Pretty similar through two games.
Like they're feeling exactly what we were President's Trophy year.
Yes.
We were the highest scoring team in the league, best power play, 5-on-5, all of that. Except we have way more, depth than they did that year. But
And it's like, again, I think what helped Kucherov there was that bottom six was able to kind of bully teams.
And that's
It
who
was-
scored big goals against us that President's Trophy
right?
year.
Like Pat
Online.
Maroon, where's the Pat Maroon on this team? Who's dragging this team into the fire?
But before you get there, you got to get more from your superstars.
Well, yeah, and I think that starts with, obviously they need to be better, but I think the depth has an impact on that, right? It allows them to get certain matchups, maybe, like Gonçalves.
But I think Nick Paul.
what's funny?
Nick Paul's been one of their best players in this series.
What's
Well,
funny is
that's not a good thing.
and what's
That's
funny
not
was
a good thing.
before the game started, when me and Kirby were trying to figure out what they would do if Cirelli was out, they did the exact same thing, the exact thing we said they would do with Cirelli in. They put Gord to third line center, and they put Goncalves first line left wing. And they tried that shit for 5 minutes?
And Ross Colton, another example
that's
of
the
that.
guy I mentioned all week long, Tuna.
But you take a look, like Yanni Gord, I haven't noticed him at all yet. Like I didn't even see him tonight.
Tonight was invisible, but
Like I don't even remember even seeing him out there. Like I guess this thing is like you had the Blake Colemans, the Barclay Goodrows, the Tyler Johnsons, the Ross Coltons, right? Then
and
you have
Tyler
Maroon,
Johnson's the spark plug always for those.
Yeah, and
Mitchell
listen,
Chafee and Gonçalves, they could end up being like nice depth role players, like solid bottom six guys. I mean, right now against what they're up against, right? It's not good enough, and the Stars need to show up. We know they're capable. The Tampa Bay is capable of it, but I mean, again, we're playing our game really well. We're executing where Tampa's not.
We should soon get to some of our depth players and what we've been.
but look at these minutes for Tampa. Hedman,
Yeah.
27-27 tonight. And then Lilleberg with a Mahura night, 10-54.
Oh,
That's
he's been
crazy.
really bad.
They're gonna wear themselves out.
Well, here's the thing. Do they go back to 11-7?
I think they do, because I'm like, because here's the thing. I was shocked Radish got scratched.
I was not.
I was too.
I was shocked Radish got scratched. I thought they were going to scratch Lilleberg.
Yeah.
I was not shocked that they didn't go 11-7. I thought that with Cirelli being in, they called up Atkinson. I think they wanted to change there. The only reason I thought they were not going to go 11-7 is because Lilleberg was really bad in game one. And
But who else are they going to put in there? They lack lots of depth.
well, yeah, and that's what I talked about. It's like if things aren't going for them, where can Cooper make that adjustment? Who can he move? Like, I mean, again, Bjorkstrand being out and Cirelli clearly being hurt, I don't think he was his best tonight. What can Cooper do? What matchup and adjustments can he make? And you just had home ice, right?
Yeah.
You had the last change.
They played well enough defensively to
But
win.
here's the thing. Now we get our opportunity to match up the lines we want to.
And our depth will look even better than it did. And I liked it in game two with Erod adding physicality early. Marchand's been one of our best players in this series. You're getting physicality from top down. Verhaeghe still throwing body checks up there, hurting guys.
But
I didn't love the boarding penalties on him or the call.
David says, follow many Tampa Bay Lightning fans. The sentiment is two-sided. Many reference to the 22 Eastern Conference Finals when they're down 0-2 and they won. Other Tampa Bay Lightning fans shoot that down, saying they were coming home down 2 in 22, and this year it's different. Well, one, they don't have the fucking depth they had.
You want to know what their third line was? Their bottom six was that year? It was Nick Paul, Brandon Hagel, Ross Colton, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, Corey Perry, Pat Maroon. And then their defense was I believe
Hedman,
Sergachev, Chernak, McDonough, Ruda, and then I forget who the other one was. Bogosian. And Vasilevsky and net, obviously.
And that's and here's the fucking kicker. The Lightning this year were fucking horrible on the road.
Yes.
One of the best teams at home. I think they only lost 8 regulation games during the regular season. They've lost 2 in 4 days in regulation.
And Kirby was worried about our road game. I wasn't really worried because our road game dropped off when Ekblad got suspended. And I think...
No, I also said our home game's better than our road game, and it's clear.
Well, we're going to find out. I don't 100% disagree. I think we are a good road team. I don't care what the record says this year. I think we're a good road team.
But But here's the
I don't know
thing.
if we're at that level in 2023.
But going to our depth, guys, Lusto's eating their fucking lunch right now.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
he's ramped up.
yeah, he really is.
You're
And
getting something from all four lines, which is very good to see.
And Lusto is one of the guys when we do get on the forecheck, which I think we've done a pretty good job of, but we haven't had a lot of zone time. He's in there flying, and he's creating turnovers and havoc and things like that. I'm starting to see other guys.
I know a lot of people were worried about Lusto not playing well this year, but I mean, he's turned it up in the playoffs, and he's playing a lot better.
What is the Panthers' record at home?
And Paul Maurice believes in him. So
Yeah.
those two things right there.
Yep.
Panthers' record at home, Thieves, is
27, 12, and 2.
And I think Tampa had 8 losses at home.
29, 8, and 4 for Tampa.
Yeah.
it's pretty damn good.
Yeah. So
I mean, and I'm gonna actually.
And then what's the road record for Tampa? It's
18,
like
19, and 4.
Yeah, sub 500.
And Florida's 2019 and 2.
So at home, and I'm gonna do this. Okay, the Florida Panthers are 10th best team in the NHL during the regular season, 27, 12, and 2. They're better than Toronto, Colorado, and Edmonton. Tampa Bay was number 4.
Yeah, because LA was number 1.
Yeah.
LA was number 1, and they took advantage of that. Winnipeg was number 2. Carolina was number 3. So you take a look. The top 3 teams in the regular season all took 2-0, had home ice advantage, and they took 2-0 series leads. The 4th team, the Tampa Bay Lightning, did not. And we are 27, 12, and 2. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but because here's the thing, because the Panthers come home and they really only got to take 1.
And like Cody has told me off air and even on our post-game spaces, this series more suits the Florida Panthers style and game. These low-scoring games, whether it's ugly or not, this is more our style. It's not Tampa's.
Yeah,
like if you were going to tell me one of these first 2 games it's going to be a 6-2 blowout, I don't think
we all would have probably said Tampa, right?
I thought it would have been Tampa.
Yeah, and then we're in a response game.
Especially with 3 for 3 on the power play.
Yeah.
I would have been like, well, Tampa's got going, right? But I mean, I've been kind of surprised with how lethargic.
I would be like, we only took 3 penalties. That's not bad.
Right?
We took fucking 5 today.
I mean, let's say this.
I just
want
to give a shout out to our listeners. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Really appreciate all your love, guys. Guys, want to get into some our sponsors here, Kirby?
Yeah, I can. Let's talk about our sponsor, Jeremy Beckham here. Hey, Panthers fans in South Florida and need real estate help? Check out Jeremy Beckham with Next Home Treasure Coast. It's a boutique service with a personal touch. Jeremy and his team put humans over houses, working hard for you whether you're buying or selling. Ready to move? Head up BeckSalesFLA.com or call 772-475-5371. And now you'll be glad you did.
You guys want to listen to what Bennett had to say after the game?
Sure, but right before we do that, let's hear from our other sponsor, Caneswear.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
Thank you, AI
What was your
Kirby.
mindset down the stretch after your captain Alexander Barkov left the game?
Yeah, that's tough to see. Anytime your best player goes down like that, you're obviously, it's tough to lose him. He's, he does everything for the squad. So, we care about him a lot, and he's a tough guy. So, I'm sure he'll be fine. But, you hate to see that.
How did you see the emotions of this rivalry play a part in tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we expected anything less. 2 teams that have played each other a lot in the playoffs, and that rivalry is just growing and growing. And we just hate them more and more every time we play them. So it makes for good hockey.
He
Of
seemed
note
pretty pissed there at that one point.
Of note there, he said, quote, "I'm sure he'll be fine." I don't know if that's bullshit talking or if
Listen,
He seemed pretty mad there. He does not talk with those words on the
No,
ice.
they're pissed.
He comes with a hammer.
the 2 deep breaths told me a lot.
I
He
think
wanted to say something. Started to get a little red there.
Those 2 deep breaths told me a lot right
I
there.
freaking love Bennett. This is why I want him back next year.
He is a gentleman off the ice, but on the ice, oh.
I mean, you could tell he was really fucking pissed.
Bennett the Menace.
I mean,
He really matters a lot to us. Just before that, he was pissed.
yeah.
Like, you gotta calm down before you get a little.
He could have gotten fined for something.
Yeah, a
there.
little dip,
Give
little
him
dip in the
credit
cash
too
pool.
towards the end when it was the 6-on-5. He did a great job clearing the puck and getting to the puck again towards the end, even though he didn't score. And then he ended up scoring later on that one play.
Assisted by.
I know Caesar is an advocate of Sam Bennett on the power play and everything, but man, we cannot enter his zone.
No, you're right.
Like,
Here's the thing: you can't win a
my
draw because he can't do
goodness.
that either.
Sam
Well, that's
Bennett.
because Barkov was out. So
Sam Bennett drove me nuts again on the power play.
Yeah.
He got the puck, Mike. I remember. I know.
No, because he's like he has the puck and Vasi's like this, and he's like fuck it.
where we were
right in his fucking chest. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
Vasi's
He
like,
said
now
this
I'm
shit.
feeling the puck. Now I'm getting into a groove here. We kind of gave him that chance, and that was one of the shots there with Bennett that you're talking.
That shit infuriated me. I'm like, bro, like he's
Don't
sitting
you-
there like
Vasi,
this.
don't just throw it on net. I think one thing is
He's
we
10 feet away from him, and he shoots you right in the fucking Lightning logo. Like, you're not picking the corner. Like, when have you ever picked the corner? Never.
And the one thing I got a little infuriated with our team tonight, there wasn't too many things, but it's when Lindell made the pass, I think, over to Lusto. If that's Kachuk or, say, even Bennett or Barkov, I'm fine with that. But what are we making that extra pass over to Lusto to? Like, we got to put a couple
Because
of those.
Lusso would have fucking scored that bitch if it was, like, on his stick.
But there was a couple overpassing plays on that third line. But I do like in the series how they've been driving play a bit and getting us some energy and getting us some zone time. But we do have to put pucks on net there. And like Cody said on the Bennett one, don't just throw it on the net for the sake of throwing it. Take a page out of Nate Schmidt's book. He's slapping that puck with intent. And he's like, give it back to me again.
Fuck it. Put him one-timer on the fucking power play. Let's go. Feed it over to fucking Schmidt for the one
Fucking
time.
feed him. He's got
We were
3
going
fucking
to-
goals.
I would
He
do
did
it.
Schmidt so he can blow it up his ass, like Nick says.
Like this,
Anytime.
Nick missed on the bench that Paul Maurice is like, I don't really like this guy. He's like, I'm saying he's right here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like fuck. It's like you're like, why? Like, you're like, why not let him be the trigger man? Fuck it. He's the hottest stick on the team.
Yeah,
Talk about depth scoring. I didn't have Nate Schmidt on my fucking X Factor thing.
Kirby was worried about our depth scoring and our 5th defense.
Carly
3
said-
goals.
Carly told us, and I didn't even know this right away when I went on live on Spaces. He's like, he's got the 2 game winners.
That's
Simone
crazy.
Benoit of the Toronto Maple Leafs and Nate Schmidt of the Florida Panthers are leading the Conn Smythe.
Whoever made that bet has got to be feeling.
What are the odds of
pretty
Nate
right
Schmidt,
now.
Conn Smythe? Hold up.
cashing out right now.
I'm so curious right now. What are the odds? It got to be plus like what, 5,000, 10,000?
Shout out to Smokey. He works security for the Panthers. He's telling us the best job in the world. We love to hear that.
Oh, there we go, Smokey.
Here we go, Smokey.
Nick, also, Paul Maurice said in that interview on the bench, I don't know if you guys heard that on TNT, he said Nate Schmidt has been playing great hockey since December, I think.
Yes. Everybody wants to hate on it. This isn't the Nate. So everybody was mad at Schmidt, and they think he's the same defenseman he was at the beginning of the year. I get it. He was bad at the beginning of the year, but he has been a high-quality bottom pair. I would say closer to a
And
number
you've been
5.
confident with him as a number 5 defenseman.
I have been, because he's been good. He was good from December to prior to 4 Nations as a good bottom pair, and then he was asked to play top 4 minutes mostly down the stretch, and I thought he did as good a job as Kulikov did. Like,
And you loved him as much as a number
You could
5
say
defenseman.
he was even one of our best defensemen.
almost
in the
gets
last couple
18,
weeks.
19, 20, 21 minutes a night down the stretch. He was not making any. I had no problem with him. And now you're seeing it here, and and I really like him and Kulikov together. I think with our top 4, if you put him
But
and
you want to
Kulikov-
lock that bottom pairing in.
yeah,
And you
I
have
don't.
Mikkola
All right.
and Jones, and then you have Forsling and question mark in the summer.
All right, so
Well-
Nate Schmidt is minimum plus 50,000 to win the Conn Smythe.
If he keeps scoring, if we put him on the power play, I think it could be a lock. Should we all bet on it right now?
I don't know, because here's the thing. If you bet $1, $501, if you bet 1,000 on it, you're at 500 to 1,000. So I mean,
What are the Nate Schmidt career numbers in the playoffs? No one's going to pull them up. Talk
give me a
I'm
second.
going to pull
here.
it up right now. Why not?
Give me a sec. I got it, Nick.
We went from Matthew Tkachuk content to Nate Schmidt. That's where we're at. I can't even. You did it off the
Real
top.
quick.
You try to praise Bob, but I'm kind of like, he hasn't been too busy back there. So even me, the goalie lover, the Bob defender, I can't really say a lot because
How do you guys think Seth Jones has been playing overall?
Very good. Excellent.
Right.
I thought he was very good tonight. 27 and a half minutes was really steady. I mean, anytime you're leading the team in ice time and it's a team that's allowed a combined 41 shots on net and 2 goals in a series, you have to be doing your job. And he has been really steady. He's made some big plays. He got an assist today, was just very good, very sound, and he's leading our team in ice time. Seth Jones looks pretty good.
how much minutes in game 2, Nick?
Over 24 minutes in game 1, 27 and a half in game 2.
Man, that's
And I was told he can't play 28 minutes.
wow.
And that's with killing 5 penalties like we did. And
Right.
Paul Maurice
And here's the
rotated.
thing, and I know people are like, oh, we didn't really have
Any
anything to do.
Chicago fans tell us
He's
that
on
he
the
can't
number
play
one
26
unit.
minutes?
He's on the number 1 unit. And I know everybody's like, oh, it doesn't mean anything, right? But it's like Seth Jones has been very good defensively the first 2 games in the playoffs. He's the big reason why we've been able to stay alive and just not just.
I want to kind of go to Caesar's question there because I think you were saying about Chicago fans. They said, yeah, he could play 27, 28 minutes, but your team's going to be a disaster. Well, we just shut out the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Right.
Yeah, and he's on our top PK.
But those fans know what they're talking about.
Composed as ever. Here we go. Nate Schmidt playoff numbers. Here we go.
Give it to us, Cody.
He had
Wrong one. Hold on a minute. There you go.
So apparently he's at so prior to this year he had this one hasn't counted the 3rd goal yet. He's had 30.
7.
Yeah, so he had 7 playoff goals and he has 3 this playoffs, which matches his career high. And guess what? The year he went to the Cup final, 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. But guess what? Played averaged 24 minutes of ice time back then.
Yeah, big minutes. He was their middle pairing. I'm trying to think who it been with. You been with Theodore? Then?
He was their top pairing.
He was.
I don't
their-
know.
At
I don't
that,
know. He could have been with Derek England.
he was when they came in. At the beginning.
Was he with Colin Miller? Maybe
Theodore. I thought it was with Theodore Miller.
I thought Theodore.
it
But
could
he put
be.
it the top pairing at the beginning of that year.
But yeah, I mean, what's funny was like I saw like an exchange between like a Panther fan and a Lightning fan, and the Panther fan's like, "Oh, we shut down Kucherov last year, right?" The Lightning fans like, "Oh, 7 points at 5 games. This is shut down." I'm like, "Did you not watch those games?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
It's
I want to.
the black pen. It's like, do you forget?
But even
It says he was also on PEDs at 17.
all right, test Nate
Was
Schmidt.
that is that true?
Hey Vince,
Nate Schmidt.
hey Vince, Vince.
Oh.
He already got his test. Remember, he hasn't been suspended yet, so he already had his PED test.
So does this mean he could take him again? And they're not going to test him?
Playoffs, they don't do any testing except if you've already been nabbed. Well, maybe with him in the past. Would they be testing him again? They're going to be testing him after this game if they have.
But
What's going on here, Nate? They watched you during the regular season. Steady, but this again, that's not what PEDs are for in hockey. Same with Aaron Ekblad. It's not so he's turned to Connor McDavid out there or the next coming of Nicholas Lidstrom or
it'd be funny if Ekblad came back and was Connor McDavid like speed.
Like Aaron Ekblad all of a sudden.
but yeah, that
flying
little
out
extra
there.
burst, that little extra acceleration, that little push off, just those little things in hockey. It matters,
Yeah, but in terms
Ekblad from the point one timer to open up game 3.
It goes through the net.
Oh
That
my
shame-
goodness. It goes through the freaking glass and hits Timmy in row 7.
Cody will die.
And Sam Bennett gives Ekblad a round of applause.
I mean, shit. Like, yeah,
It's all
'cause
smiles. in
at
Tampa.
least Ekblad will score when he does it. Ben is just gonna fucking.
Sorry, Aaron, if you're listening to this, we're just joking around.
Stop it.
Aaron, if you're listening to this, send me a jersey.
Yeah, that's your next mystery jersey. No, this seemed like it was a setup. It's supposed to be random, Cody.
Get an Ekblad one. I'll like I said, I'm buying where if he does leave in free agency, I'm buying whatever team he goes to.
Which version? You're not going to buy a Panthers jersey, or you have one?
I have one.
You have just which one do you have of?
White rookie year, Leaping Panther.
Okay, the Reebok.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You don't got to go old school.
But like if he does go to another team, I'm buying his jersey. Like, doesn't matter.
Cody's stating it.
Like, because he can't, he's not going to go to the team that I hate. So, I mean, they're not going to sign him.
Well, you're a jersey head. You got a jersey of every team.
Indeed, I do.
And defunct teams.
Look, I have a Nordiques. I have a Whaler. Like,
Here's a question: do we guys want Hagel suspended or fight in Game 3?
I don't want to do any of that. Just beat him in Game 3.
I want to hit Kucherov. That's like
go after Kucherov. Fuck
I was saying
that.
on the post-game show. Who cares with Hagel? Everyone's saying Hagel because he did to Barkov. No, go at Kucherov. That's what takes a chess piece off of their board more than Hagel.
Yeah. Because Hagel is not as important as Kucherov is to them, right?
First period in Game 3, Caesar, you eliminate that, and he's got doubt in his head, and he's just going to wave the white flag. Now, how are they going to win even that game, let alone the series? If you got Hagel, I don't really know what that accomplished.
I don't know if this is confirmed, but on that front, Nick Kyprios, our guy, by the way, says that the @NHL will schedule a phone hearing for @Tampa Bay Lightning Brandon Hagel on Friday once they can determine a time. Tampa and the Florida Panthers play Game 3 Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it seems like there is a phone hearing for Brandon Hagel, and that might mean he would very well might be suspended now.
Not in person, but they don't do any in person.
So I don't know. That is, we just broke that. What the fuck?
Wow.
What the hell?
A game.
So
if Hagel's out, bro.
Oh man.
Okay. So a game. Is that what you guys are saying?
It's got to be a game.
No,
If
no.
he or reset, we reset.
You know what they got to do? They got to take him out for 2 games, like they did with Ekblad.
Thorns of Chaos. This is Jamie. So
yeah, no, we're not.
He's in here to start some chaos.
ain't no fucking.
That's crazy.
I thought he was just gonna get fucking fined the 5,000 or whatever.
We don't know for 100%.
If
They don't do in person though, right? In the playoffs, only phone.
If it's in person, then some
In person,
shit
that
went
is
down.
For sure, but I don't know if they do in
Like
person.
in person,
Well, I don't
like,
think they could do
the last in-person playoff suspension had to be Kadri.
Oh, in Colorado or in Toronto?
Toronto. Remember?
Okay.
Because remember, he got suspended in pretty much every fucking Boston series.
Twice with the Leafs, I thought, and then once with Colorado.
My hair is on point. Gonna have to good Calvis and Chafee in the top 6 of the freaking playoffs. They may have to fuck around and put Cam Atkinson in the lineup.
They got any guys that can play different positions from the back end, or
they are
the Mark Pesic,
Darren Radish.
Can we pull that up on Twitter?
Michael Matheson.
Pull that up on Twitter. Nick Kyprios.
I got you. I got it.
Sorry, Vince, I said the name.
Nick Kyprios, man, what a guy.
He played in the NHL.
Yep.
Nick Kyprios?
Yes.
Come on, Cody. He played on the original Jets before they moved to Arizona, and then
I gave a fuck about the original Jets.
he won the Stanley Cup with the Rangers in '95.
The NHL will schedule a phone hearing for @TBL Lightning Brandon Hagel on Friday once they can determine the time. Tampa and the Florida plays Game 3 Saturday at 1 Eastern.
We got Frank in the chat here. Interesting comment.
The hit was fine to me. Barkey should have kept his no. I mean, let's count it. Let's count how long. Ready? Doesn't have the puck. One,
Doesn't.
two.
He never had the puck.
Never had the
Never
puck.
had the puck.
He has 2 seconds. It's not a fine hit. There's no keeping your head up. Hagel completely avoided him.
And the thing is, Hagel
Avoided the
wasn't
puck.
looking at the puck at all. He was just looking at Barkov.
And
Just look at him. He's just looking at Barkov the whole time.
Like, because here's the thing: if Barkey keeps his Barkey doesn't have to keep his head up because he never had the fucking puck. like when in your life have you ever seen Alexander Barkov with the puck get blasted like that? You have never seen that. It's only along the board, and he never touches it.
I cannot believe he's getting a hearing.
Like,
It's something that like Kirby said, the NHL wants to get rid
is
of.
that Goodnight Irene if he's out?
Well, here's the thing. Maybe George Peros was listening to our spaces tonight and heard me, Kirby.
Hey, Colin
Yes,
Campbell.
you're right. Kiprios injured Grant Fuhr.
Yep.
What's that, Nick?
Was Kiprios injured Grant like when he was on the Blues?
Yeah. And then took him out of that series.
I'm like kind of shocked by that, to tell you the truth.
Hey, wait, isn't that the same fucking game where Schonenfeld was yelling at the official?
No. Not St. Louis, Toronto. That's like Washington, Pittsburgh or something. That's way back.
Like,
further than that one.
But
And he said, have another donut.
Have another donut. Yeah.
When the linesmen and the refs had a little bit of a pot belly, a little bit of gut on them, the linesmen, they're some of the best in shape officials across major sports. The linesmen.
So now that Hagel, if he is suspended, what does this mean?
That's
What do they have to do to just
without Bjorkstrand, without Hagel, with Anthony Cirelli banged up? Especially if Barkov is in and at home, Aaron Ekblad, I don't really know what you can do. You better hope for a masterclass. Or Vasilevsky or something like that.
Now they might just load that top line and then takes away the rest of your depth.
And
Right? And it's like, well, you got to try something, right?
Hey, guess what? So I guess they're going to go Hagel, Kucherov. Point.
You got to hope for an off game from Bob in that top line.
Point Kucherov and Gensel. And then just Cirelli. Just here you go.
Cirelli, Paul.
Like I look at their line.
Well, then you're stacking the centers together. I don't know. Okay.
Or you know what they'll probably do? Paul,
can't really do that against Florida down the middle, especially if Barkov's playing.
Well, you might have to do Point, Kucherov, Gord, Paul, or Cirelli, Paul, Gensel.
But I think a lot of it depends on Barkov's health too, because if not, we're not as locked down without that down the middle of the ice. So if they stack their lines, get a couple goals early. Yeah,
but Hagel's a big part of their penalty kill, dude.
Yeah.
Now with Barkov being out, it might not matter, but
I think Barkov is a determining factor on that, because if they're trying to move centers around and stack them together, if they're trying to stack their top line, we still need to have Barkov in the line at the end of the day.
Again, I think it was still just he got the wind knocked out of him. Cody said the same thing. I believe Thieves said the same thing. We'll see.
Just he's on his knee, heavy breathing.
Right. And I don't want to play too much into it. I saw like a tweet on Twitter that said when Blaylock and Jovo were on the post game, they read Barkov's lip. He said, I'm fine. Just give me a minute or something like that. That's what. So I don't know if that's just people coping. Could be.
I love to see Barkov cuss one time. You know what I'm saying? Like
to have him mic'd up.
Like, just give me a fucking second. Like, I still think my favorite mic'd up in the Panthers is dude, it was Henrik Haapala or something.
Oh jeez. Like
Barkov was fucking mic'd up and Haapala comes on the bench and Barkov's like, good shit. And like I think Haapala says fucking finish. He goes, Vitu and then he
get down here for translation.
And but here, what's funny? We brought up like the chirping thing with Gensel.
Yeah.
I listened to Steve Daigle's podcast. Like I listen to hockey podcasts. Like, I like to get the ideas around because each hockey podcast gives me a new perspective that I probably didn't think about. Most of the time, I have thought about those perspectives and they're fucking wrong. But hey, but he said Gensel, there's this, and he said there's this clip of Gensel at like a stadium series game versus the Flyers years ago, and he was mic'd up for it. And I fucking remember, I knew exactly what he was talking about. Konechny was yapping the entire fucking time, and Konechny was yapping, and they cut to Gensel, and Gensel's like, "Shut up, for fuck's sake!" And he just sits down on the fucking bench. So I think that shit does get to him. But fuck, let's see. Any news about my Captain Barkov? No. You're not going to get any injury news in this series because these two coaches love to be fucking ambiguous.
I was going to say, they don't say anything.
Does anybody remember the Maurice? This isn't the Oprah show.
It's just the Oprah Winfrey show.
And then the other one is like he had to go to a bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
He's like upper or lower. The bar mitzvah, 2 stories.
Like, oh, right. Puts another one. Chuck, you know, saying like, yeah, she's a whore. Like, I would love to know who the hell he's calling a whore in that clip.
But the Stanley Cup media, that doesn't start till next round, right? When Paul Maurice has to answer all to the media.
Yeah, because I think
because the local teams are still working right now.
Yeah.
Right? I think.
Well, it's like if we were playing a Canadian team, then
you think it would be though?
I think if we had Toronto
up on the podium, really?
Oh, he already is up on the podium.
Oh, okay. I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, he's not down on the floor like.
So he's sitting up on the podium. And
yes.
From people that don't even cover hockey during the year.
Well, I know he's sitting up on the podium. I don't know if it's people who haven't covered hockey during the year.
Because that's another level of it.
Now, our media is
picky on those.
Our media is getting access to both Cooper and Maurice, which they don't usually do.
Okay, so that has opened up. Okay.
Now I know Tampa, vice versa, there as well.
I'm just coming over here, so I haven't heard anything today, but I wasn't paying attention after the first game. So
Vince says I'd actually pay to see Paul Maurice on the Oprah show.
If it still existed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in terms of everything, though, but shout out to my Boston Celtics up 2-0.
Nobody cares. Come on.
Yeah, because you guys fucking suck at basketball.
I don't like the Heat, so.
Why are you talking? Shut up.
Wait. Why do we suck at basketball? We won a championship.
Man,
when? I don't like the Heat, so.
When?
Me and Nick have championships now with their hockey teams.
I got to set my watch back. When was that?
It's going to be a while for a football team, brother. Get ready.
I'm not counting on the football team.
I'm not. Kirby, brother.
We're not counting on any of our football teams.
Everyone lock in. Everyone came over in the post-game show and talked about the football draft. And I had to tell everyone to yap it. We're talking about hockey right now. And then they kept talking.
No, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I was trying to find something on John Cooper on his thoughts.
Yeah, we got something to close out the night here in about 5 minutes here.
So somebody said something interesting on Spaces that I wanted to talk about, especially with this Hagel news that Cooper was going to be calling up the office to bitch about a potential suspension.
Yeah,
if I worked in the NHL office and John Cooper called to me to bitch, I'd add a suspension, a game suspension. That's how much I think. Am I going to say it? I just don't like John Cooper. I think that guy is an asshole. And that's what I'll leave it at. Kirby, you're a fan of John. Kirby, you're a fan of John Cooper.
You know my views on it. I'm surprised. I want to see if he's politicking right now.
No, Maurice. We finally have a coach that does that too, right? So it's nice.
Shout out to Jay Recker or Reacher. Like he has his own podcast. He's been covering this series. I think he's mainly a Tampa guy. Maurice had his press conference and he asked Paul Maurice about the series having identity, and Maurice says it's got half a one.
Yeah.
And then on the Cooper front, where is it at? Because I did see him post it. Where the fuck is it at? Like, come on. Like, damn it. I just. Oh, was this a couple nights ago? Yeah. No, this was yesterday. My bad. I don't see anything on Cooper. Wait, no, this is it. Yeah. He says Cooper said he was surprised that the Hagel hit was a 5-minute major, but was proud of the team's PK. He also didn't want to go into detail about what the message was to the team after this one, whatever. And this is Jay talking now. He says, whatever it is, it better be good if the Lightning want to get back into this series.
And we'll see what happens.
But they fired Vrabel. Kirby's going on about football fucking talk. He's commenting
Because
football
everyone
right
keeps
now.
talking. I should just stay out of it. I'm just kidding.
But in terms of this, how are we feeling for Game 3?
I'm pumped.
I'm ready.
I'm
to go,
so
man.
ready to go.
I'm just so.
Aaron
Nothing. Ekblad.
We finally get one of these matinee games. So.
Aaron Ekblad finally back for Game 3. It's been a while.
He'll be back this Saturday. We'll be at the game.
Go to the rink early. Ekblad will be flicking it off the glass.
So I'm actually. I might even do a Instagram live on my Instagram page. So if you guys want to follow, if you want to jump in, Kirby, with me, it's up to you.
I will let you know.
Got to get up bright and early. I might have to sleep.
Oh yeah, that might not be Caesar. That might
got to get up bright and early.
Not be for that one. No, I don't know. No. See, I do want to do some Instagrams, maybe on closeout games or Game 7 stuff, things like that.
No worries. But I still plan to do it. So
I will
game
share
1
that
at home. So I'm excited to get to go to the first playoff game since last year.
Caesar's going to be on the rink. Nick,
Yep.
Farley.
Vince, my dad and I are doing a charity golf tournament that day, but I'll wear a cat says during the tournament. Vince, you suck at golf.
You better be listening on the radio.
Vince, what's your handicap?
Radio tonight, old school.
Do you guys really want to know my handicap? Come on.
We don't have soundboards here.
I thought that was hilarious.
Frank says, interesting question. Would you keep Jones at 4th and move back
No.
down? Hell no.
Hell no, because for Ekblad and Mikkola, nobody's going to be able to move.
What do you mean? Nico's going to be able to move. He'll just be below the fucking goal line, but he'll be able to move.
No, you're going to get beat.
No, because I don't think there has been a point where Ekblad I don't think there's been a point where Ekblad and Mikkola have played together.
Yeah, I don't think they're really.
I don't think that's a good fit.
Mikkola and Kulikov have played together more. And again, I'm not dropping Jones to a third pairing.
No, I think you go for it's going to be Forsling, Ekblad, and Maurice actually talked about it today. Yesterday, I guess, because it's 1 a.m. here. He says that it's good for Forsling to get some ice time with another defense, so you could try some other things. But he's like, him and Ekblad have played together for so long that it's like almost like it's like Chernak and McDonough. It's just the intuition.
Except Chernak sucks now, so I mean,
yes, but it's like that type of thing. Like they just know where each other's on the ice. They played with each other so long that it's kind of like, what is this? Their third year playing together?
Ryan, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Fighting in the community.
Vince and Ryan going at it in the chat.
You guys laugh at that, but you don't laugh at my joke?
That one was funnier.
You spelled the Leaf fans tonight trying to mic up. We didn't really allow any of them up.
I wasn't there for that.
That's crazy, man. Anyway,
back to hockey.
But wrapping up here, we don't know if it's 100% confirmed with Hagel getting a hearing, but if he does,
oh man, that's But here's the thing: I believe Nick Kypreos, so
we'll see.
We'll see.
I don't believe anything until it comes from two sources: Pierre LeBrun, Elliot Friedman.
I was putting Pierre LeBrun in there.
That's it. Fuck Saravalli. Fuck Pagnotta.
Pagnotta is good content though.
Chris Johnston's okay. Darren Drager also is a pretty good one.
Darren Drager's a little bit more connected to certain teams,
but it's mainly fucking Freeman for me.
Anything else, gentlemen? Got the chat going again here. A lot of people all night. Appreciate everyone.
Yeah. Appreciate it, guys. Got a couple people on my end too. Thanks, guys, for joining in.
But any predictions for Game 3, Kirby? How we feeling?
I feel pretty positive. You're playing with house money here, so you just roll it out there with Ekblad and Forsling. Give him as much opportunity and minutes there, and keep rolling these lines. I'd like to see AJ Greer inserted into the lineup. That's what I've been calling for Game 3, Game 4 at home. You do have a natural centerman or a guy that can play center, maybe in Boquist. You take him out of the lineup, you put Greer in there. Just adds a little bit more jam there.
Do you add him if
fresh
Barkov
legs.
doesn't play?
Sorry?
If Barkov doesn't play, maybe you insert Greer in the lineup.
Yeah, I think regardless, I take Boquist out and Greer. And some coaches, they don't want to mess with the lineup after winning games.
Because I thought Boquist has been playing pretty well.
Not bad, but the minutes tonight, Nick, they were at 6:47 for Boquist?
Yeah, but Greer would probably be at fucking 3 minutes if he was there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like that decision. If they don't, I can live with it, and then everything else is fine. So
Well, especially with the Hagel hit in this game, there's going to be tension in the next game. So bringing Greer in that can, throw some punches.
you have Greer on a line, you have Marchand on a line.
But from the fucking rumor,
can't match up with
Hagel ain't
Kucherov.
going to be in.
And then you have Kachuk. I think you can only have Kachuk out there on Kucherov if you have Marchand on Kachuk's line.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think Kachuk's going to be matched
You
up.
think we guys are going to sweep them? I will never predict a sweep.
I will predict sweeps, but for my own team and in this situation, I'm not going to go out there. I have Carolina in 4, so that's on the record. But us, I don't know.
Watch New Jersey tie that series up.
No. I'll be coming. W. One more game. Come on, one more game.
Because now the upset of these playoffs is Minnesota over Vegas right now.
Right. And maybe even Dallas coming back with their injuries.
I give Dallas a lot of credit.
It's like, but I don't think that's an upset. Like, I saw a way that could happen.
I have Colorado at 6, and I never said it was going to be easy. Everyone was kind of trying to switch to 5.
Yeah, but here's the fucking problem. Colorado's getting full playoff natures. Light switch is off.
But, so back to the I don't think they'll be able to sweep. I think Tampa Bay is going to win a game maybe when they get back at home, or even if they split the series here in Florida.
Hold on, back at home. The next 2 games are in Florida, Caesar.
Yeah, yes. Okay, you're right. My bad.
All the games are in Florida, Kirby.
I was going to say, Kirby, they're all in Florida.
Sunrise. AKA, like, why the fuck is our arena in Sunrise? I'll never understand that.
Yeah, I think there's a way that Tampa can find one. Remember, they found one last year.
Hey, I'm happy about it.
I think there was some Bob health issues in Game 4 last year.
But they don't have a Stamkos to bring them to the fight right now.
No, they don't.
Yeah, and Stamkos was really noticeable that whole series last year.
But I can't. But I think I should go down there and meet my boys Nick and Vince down there at Wings Plus.
I'm not even talking about it. You're not going to get me pissed off at
For a game.
that. Fucking waited long. I waited longer than him.
I got you pissed off about it.
Fucking waited longer than. Oh, I'm sorry, it was so long, motherfucker. That was 10 minutes. Piss off.
Erod can play a little center there, David, and then Reinhardt. I think he wouldn't be playing center because I think he would be with Lundell.
We're going to trade Duclair again.
That was Chili's.
Chili's, and we're going to trade Erod this time.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We traded Duclair to sign Erod.
And it's worked out a lot.
I still think that was the funniest thing to fuck around because that's when the Eric Carlson rumors were at like their peak.
Oh my gosh! And I'm like San Jose. I'm like, this is a cap dump. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yep. And this is what we talked about earlier, David. They're missing Stammers, especially on the power play, and it's something that they've been missing this whole series. So.
He was even an engine driver for them last year in the playoffs for 5v5 play.
Hey, he's in Nashville now. I don't miss you, Stammer.
Well, Tampa Bay and Florida, they're both going to have to dig deep. Tampa's going to really have to dig deep here if Hagel's not in the lineup. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully Barkov's okay. Hagel's suspended, and we're ready for Game 3.
Kirby was so sad when we didn't let Eric Carlson.
Chris.
I called him that day. He was crying.
I don't know.
Might be joining us on Saturday. Cody, you will be away, right?
Yep. Probably will not. It might be on Spaces, but I'm not sure because I do think I'm gonna leave as soon as the game's over.
Yeah. Even if we got to cover you on the post game Spaces, make sure everyone join us over there on the Twitter X platform. We've got everything scrolling at the bottom.
But Panthers, please win this before 6. I know I predicted 6. but I don't want to have to watch a game during my graduation.
Do it for Cody.
So in 5 again, you're saying, right?
I'll take 5 or 4. If it's 6, I'm gonna be fuck. But
So yeah, John, he's been practicing the last 2 weeks with the team.
So, but I think
Yep.
that's about
Caesar
it.
got a video for us on the way out, and I haven't been spoiled yet on this, Caesar. So I hope you have it ready for me there.
It's pretty fucking obvious, but
Don't say anything. I want to see it. I haven't seen it.
but everyone, thank you for joining us once again. Shout out to our sponsor, Canesburg, Jeremy Beckham at Beck Sales. We will see you guys Saturday night. And on the way out, as always, for Kirby, Nick, Caesar, and I, let's go Cats.
Let's go.
Bobby led the way. That was fun. Let's reset, refocus, and do it again.
What's up, Cats and Rats fans? If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button before you head out. If you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. And just like always, let's go Cats!